Det er et hacket netværk. Jeg vil sige, de striber herover, det kan godt være noget teknisk, ikke? Men det her, det skulle være FBI. Du kan se, der sker en hel masse. Nu prøver jeg lige at køre den her.
You can also submit tips about suspicious activity at tips.fbi.gov. We focused a lot on businesses and universities, but what about individual people? How does the Chinese government pose a threat, and what should you be on the lookout for? One thing to think about is whether you've got a skill set or if you work in an area that may make you a target of the Chinese government. That includes technologies that can advance military aims like the one mentioned in the case study, as well as robotics, clean energy, information technology, telecommunications, artificial intelligence, and many more. If you are ever contacted over social media or recruited for a job, it's worth asking a lot of questions. Here's some advice from Jacob.
If you're going to work with somebody from China or with a Chinese company, it's good to research their background and just understand who they are and where they're coming from. In particular, are they associated with an entity that is affiliated with the Chinese government directly, or maybe is involved in the military civil fusion strategy that is Chinese strategy to try and ensure that technology that goes over to China is leveraged for both economic and military purposes? Are they on U.S. dynasty list? This is a list put out by the Department of Commerce of companies, not just Chinese companies, but any companies who work against the interests of the United States or who are involved in the suppression of human rights and people like these. So basic background work like that help identify and flag particular individuals who might be problematic or particular companies that might be problematic.
Because ultimately, what is at stake goes beyond the financial success of an individual company or industry.
And I think it's really important to think about these levels. I think people need to realize that the United States, we became the most powerful country in the world, not by accident, right? We worked hard, we innovated, and we developed partnerships and allies in order to get to where we are today. We have to keep fighting every single day to ensure that the United States remains a
Okay. This is actually a worksheet of cyberbullying, and it comes probably from Egmont, which is data spying. All of this is it's a sort of, you could say, garbage mixed with videos of deep fake, right? So it's actually con artist something, and it's also a sort of things that probably don't show on normal network. Too intimidating or too violent or something like that. Yeah? One thing that crossed my mind about all this deep fake and hacker sites and so on, that is that all of these people speak a very low key. They don't understand English. They don't spell it well. And that goes with the music, lyrics, and the film, and even the tourism, meaning that they probably took a lot of the words I wrote. I wrote a lot of mails, a lot of, alerting, try and get help on royalty theft and on stolen rights. And the cause of that letters, I think some of the hackers and identity theft, they use the words from those letters. If you see first in the video, some of the spelling is totally hopeless, meaning that they always try to figure out a way to sound English, or but the English are very, very low. It's because the problem is my English stopped when I was a small child, and then there's actually the same.
Radio, we're taking fire. We're under fire.
Taking, for example, spelled wrong, right?
Currently by 1.1. More than that, Marcus. Dude, I'm being generous.
If you take a word like take or taking.
Barely. Head what? I don't know. Something to think about.
So in a way.
I gotta focus on his face.
C'est intensitil på Blockbuster Deku.
This is trying to indicate Blockbuster that it's an old film. It's actually a film from 13, after 13. She made that film a chance more in 13, and now it's presented as Blockbuster, which is bullshit. So basically, you could actually, if you were like a sheriff, you could actually fence it in by the bad English. Like if they spell wrong, they talk wrong, they're the same kind of people. The execution, what? So one of the problems in this, there, if you look up to Seven Beer, there will only be like no critic voice at all. I'll maybe be the first and then that one. So gambling. If you look at her name, you would only get like export fine things, and they even kind of hide a little bit the color and so on. But the colors, this picture for example, is the same as 13 Hours, is the same as a chance more. It's a view over the harbor, right? And the color, if you make film, you have a color scale that always will be the same, So basically, Basically, this is not FBI mails were hacked in Denmark. This is hacked too, you can see that.
Focused a lot on businesses and universities, but what about individual people? How does the Chinese government pose a threat, and what should be on?
When they're doing this hacking FBI and making it to a very strange English, if you notice, he said like, U.S. is not a powerful nation because of some accident. That's not a way a British person would say it. It's not a way a British or American person would pronounce that. That's Danish. Another thing is that when they're in trouble in Denmark, they always say China, Iran, Russia. And right now there's a campaign against Russia on all of the media, meaning Ekstrabladet, BT, Politiken, JP, TV2. And it's the same graphic, it's the same things, and the only thing that's not negative is Oscars. All of these internet sites, and also some of the papers, the only thing they write fair about is film, telling everything about who they are. So they're probably people that work in film business, and they have fucked up. They have made it a crime, and now they're covering up. Some of the comical people, they make film as well, but the comical scene in Denmark and US is a little bit the same. They travel forward, right? So, and some of them are very aggressive, and that's because stand-up comics are, in a way, take a chance. If you're funny, they'll buy it, right? And many of them have, maybe had a dream about being a filmmaker, an actor, and now they are sort of, if you want to be on stage, it's like some kind of clown. So many of them are a little, there could be some of them using drugs, or, some of them are funny, but there's a lot of them. And the network I'm in that's hacked, the funny people I meet, the funny videos is not that funny. They're aggressive. They might even have a job. It might be like they made 5 performances and they were too aggressive and they pulled off. But my network is always also on the mobile phone, is newspapers, fake advertising jobs, fake advertising houses, fake, they stole my ID, so they're not interested in me building up, being stronger. So I cannot communicate on email or telephone. If I try to call, let's say, Ekstrabladet, I would probably get a very aggressive person on the phone. So basically, when they hack everything. So when I call some, I have a lot of, the calls I put up is all aggressive.